is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome here today to a reaction to my official 2020 NBA mock draft. I did this last year for my 2019 mock draft. You guys loved that video, so today we're obviously doing it here with 2020. We're going to look back, seeing what I got wrong, what few things I got right, but also if I said anything right. Like, did I say that this team could use a player like this team should draft this player, or this player will be good, this player will be bad? We'll kind of revisit this, see some of my old takes. If you guys enjoy these style videos, feel free to drop a thumbs up. I've already uploaded my reaction to the awards. I think if the Bucks don't go to the finals, I don't know, because I'm going to react to my season predictions, but I wanted to wait until the finals were over. But like, my team's in the finals. I'm pretty sure I had like Bucks, Clippers, so I guess it could happen still. So I think I want to wait and see. And I'm pre-recording these all before I go away from the 24th to the 29th, so you guys could see that on like the 30th or the 29th, or probably the 30th, yeah. So without further ado, let's just get into this video and see what I gotta say. To the draft, it's gonna be super fun. And hey, without further ado, let's get into the mock. So with the first overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves already wrong.
We're selecting LaMelo Ball out of the NBL in Australia. Now, this is not what I would do. I would go the wing player from Georgia, but I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are locked in on LaMelo
Am I right?
Ball. I don't know.
I don't know. Am I right? I don't know.
If he's going to be a good fit. I've been kind of scared of the fit of D'Lo and LaMelo Ball in the backcourt, especially.
And I don't think it would have worked. Sorry, but I don't think it would have worked if it happened.
On the defensive end and even on the offensive end, both the guys really don't play all that off ball. They like to have the ball in their hands. So I just don't know if it's really going to coexist. But hey, he's the best player in the draft. You might as well take the best player and then you figure it out down the line. So with the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft, I'm going to have the Timberwolves select LaMelo Ball. Moving on to pick 2 now.
I don't know why I said that. Obviously, they're picking LaMelo.
Have the Golden State Warriors selecting somebody that just makes total sense for their starting lineup. It is James Wiseman, the center out of Memphis. They have their point guard in Steph.
I think maybe if we redid this, they would obviously take LaMelo or Edwards instead.
Shooting
Probably
guard in
Edwards.
Clay, their small forward in Wiggins, their power forward in Draymond Green. Why not get that rim protecting center that they can complete their starting five with James Wiseman, who has the capability of being able to be kind of a stretch five down the
Not really a rim protector, at least his rookie year.
Line. He showed that he could shoot the ball a little bit in high school and a little bit at Memphis as well. And with that player development staff, he could definitely develop an outside shot. He's crazy athletic. He's got a great size and frame. He's got a great vertical jump. He's great at catching lobs. He's great at rebounding. He's great at blocking shots. I think this is kind of a no-brainer pick for Golden State at pick 2. On to Charlotte now for pick 3. I don't think they're trading this pick at all for Russell Westbrook. They already came out and said they're not doing that. So I'm going to have them select Anthony Edwards, the wing out of Georgia. Now, if you asked anybody like a month ago that you think Anthony Edwards could fall all the way to 3, you would have kind of been like, I don't think that's happening. But there's been reports that the Timberwolves want LaMelo, the Warriors want Wiseman, so this makes total sense for the Hornets at 3.
I was wrong.
Wing and center are probably their 2 most weakest positions on their team. At point guard or primary ball handler, they have Devontae Graham as Terry Rozier. At power forward and even at small forward, they kind of have Miles Bridges and PJ Washington. So then plugging in Anthony Edwards
so this
at
is
that
before
2
the Hayward
next
signing,
to their
okay.
point guard. That we honestly don't even know who the number 1 pick is going to be in the drafts tomorrow. So you asking me who I think is going to be at 4? It could be like 6 different guys.
I feel like I was right there.
Hayes. It could be Tyrese Haliburton. It could be Obi Toppin. It could be Isaac Okoro. It could be Patrick Williams. But I'm going to go with Denny Avdija.
Nope, definitely not. Should have said the last guy I mentioned, and that was Patrick Williams.
At 4. I think like in a positional fit, this makes the most sense grabbing a wing because they have their primary ball handler in Kobe White. They have Zach LaVine who they're playing next to him. And over to the front court, they have Wendell Carter Jr. at the 5 and Lauri Markkanen at the 4. And now small forward is up in the air. Like Denzel Valentine, it looks like they're bringing back, but he's probably not the answer there for the future. Otto Porter's in the final year of his deal as well. So I think grabbing a wing makes the most sense for Chicago. Denny Avdija is a polarizing prospect because he really didn't show that he's a great shooter. In Israel, he's not a good free throw shooter, and that is the big thing for European players and really just collegiate players in general. If you can't hit your free throws as like a wing or a guard, it's kind of hard to think that you'll be a good shooter in the NBA. Because if you look at good shooters in the NBA, they're all good from the line. And if you look at bad free throw shooters, not a lot of those guys are good at shooting the ball. Yes, there's a couple outliers, like maybe LeBron James is one. But for Denny, that scares me. But I do like his IQ for his age. I think he's an incredible smart basketball player. He's got great vision. He's a good rebounder. He plays with a high motor. He's passionate, and he's a good ball handler as well. And I'm going to have him going to the Bulls at pick 4. Like Chicago, there could be so many different picks here at 5 to Cleveland. But I'm going with the player that played in Ohio Ohio.
I went Obi Toppin. I thought maybe for a second I went Okoro, but I went Obi.
Last year at Dayton. I'm going with Obi Toppin, the Naismith Player of the Year in 2020. I don't expect them to go after a guard, having spending their last 2 top 10 picks on guards in 2018 and 2019. I think that they would love Denny here because their front court is also kind of like finalized for next year, at least starting with Kevin Love at the 4 and Drummond at the 5. So Denny would make a lot of sense, but I think Obi Toppin could be the guy. He is the best player that came out of college last year since he won the Naismith Award. The only knock on him, or the big knock on him, is his defense and the fact that he's a 22-year-old.
Okay. I wasn't a big I wasn't a big Obi Toppin fan coming out of school. I think if I ranked every player, I think he was around like 15 for me, or definitely past 10. And when you watch my reaction to the Knicks drafting him, I really wanted Halliburton or Hayes.
He's getting up there in age already. And by the end of his rookie contract, he'll be 26 years old. When you look at LaMelo Ball, he'll be like 23. But I do like Obi Toppin as a player, and I think this would be a smart pick for the Cavs at 5. Moving on to Atlanta now for pick 6. I was back and forth between 2 players, but I ended up going with the combo guard Tyrese Halliburton out of Iowa State. He actually might not be
imagine Atlanta did this.
Highest basketball IQ in this draft. He's an incredible smart player. I've heard that he's a great person as well. All the characteristics traits check out. The background check. All of that. He's a fantastic ball handler. He's good in transition. He could shoot. He could play defense. He could play off ball on offense and on defense. And a lot of analysts are saying that he's kind of a perfect player. Now, he's not perfect in every sense of each skill set. Like, he's not having the shooting of Steph Curry and the athleticism of LeBron. But he kind of checks out in all of them at a good level. And he kind of is the most complete player in this draft. I'm going 6.
I still stand by that.
Be kind of Trae Young's backcourt partner next year. Now, pick 7, I had 2 completely different players up until yesterday, but apparently Detroit is really eyeing Patrick Williams forward out of Florida State. I thought this could be Killian Hayes. I thought this could be Nneka Okongwu.
Should have stuck with Killian.
Or Isaac Okoro at 7, but apparently Detroit loves Patrick Williams, and I do too. He's a stretch 4.
Yes, I was big on Patrick
out
Williams.
Of Florida State, who could play defense and can shoot. You know how valuable having a player that can guard 3, 4s, and 5s on the defensive end at a good level while also being able to knock down a 3-point shot? That is so valuable in the NBA. He could also learn to develop behind Blake Griffin. He could be a good mentor for him, and then they can kind of roll out, once Blake Griffin's gone, a Christian Wood and Patrick Williams frontcourt, which I can get behind. I just don't know if I love the fit with Christian Wood and Sekou Doumbouya, who was their lottery pick last year going forward. They'll have to work that out, though. Now, here my Knicks are on the board at pick 8.
I think I have Killian, right?
Couple other players that I would like them to select over this player, but I wouldn't be mad with this, and I think this is what they're going to do. I have them taking another Florida State player, back to back.
It's Devin Vassell. Oh, way off.
8. Now, you might be like, Matt, you really don't think they would take Isaac Okoro over Vassell? And I really don't, because Okoro is definitely a better defensive player than Devin Vassell. But Devin Vassell is a better offensive player than Isaac Okoro. And I think that's pretty clear-cut. And I think the Knicks are valuing a scoring and a little bit defensive potential wing to play next to R.J. Barrett going forward. And I think what the pre-draft workouts have been going and the meetings and what I've been hearing, that they do like Devin Vassell as like the top wing in this draft in their eyes, or especially who's going to be there at pick 8. Moving on to 9 now. This is the most perfect selection for Washington if he falls all the way to 9.
It's Okongwu, yeah. I mean, it would have been.
They feel like
oh my God, imagine Okongwu fell to the Wizards at 9.
New York will take him, but I don't think New York will. And that is Nneka Okongwu, the big man out of USC. He's athletic. He's got a great frame. He can block shots. He's efficient inside the paint. He's a smart player. He plays with a high motor, and Washington could use an upgrade down the line at center. Yes, they have Thomas Bryant, who I do like, but not really as a starting center when you're trying to compete in the Eastern Conference. I think Okongwu's potential is definitely higher than where Thomas Bryant was coming out of Indiana, and I think this could be a huge upgrade for Washington. They kind of need to make out on this pick. Rui Hachimura was solid last year, and I think he'll be a solid player throughout his career, but I don't think he's like superstar potential good. And with paying Bradley Beal all this money, John Wall, they're going to have to re-sign Davis Bertans. They're not going to have a lot of money in free agency to bring somebody in, so they kind of need to hit on their draft picks, and I have them taking Okongwu at 9. Moving on to 10 for Phoenix, I had them taking a point guard until the Chris Paul trade, but with the Chris Paul trade completed, I have them going Isaac Okoro, the wing out of Auburn.
Would have been amazing for them if they went anybody but Jalen Smith. They could have contributed to their playoff rotation. Well, I'm sure Vassell wouldn't have been. Imagine they went with Halliburton or even Aaron Nesmith. Like, James Jones, he won Executive of the Year, but he might have had the worst first-round pick in the 2021
Would be
NBA draft.
perfect for them.
Or
They have
in the
their point guard in
lottery.
Chris Paul. They have their shooting guard in Devin Booker. The wings and kind of the power forward spot is kind of up in the air. Yes, they have Cam Johnson. They can play at the 4, and Mikal Bridges can definitely guard power forwards. So this kind of leaves Isaac Okoro to be potentially their starting small forward next year, who would be huge for them because they already have their offense coming out of Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. Getting a great defensive player and who I think is the best perimeter defender in this draft, Isaac Okoro at 10, is fantastic value. Coming in at number 11, the San Antonio Spurs. It's weird to mention them in the lottery. First time in a while. So I have them taking Aaron Nesmith, the wing out
Wow,
of
I have
Vanderbilt.
Killian
With DeMar DeRozan
falling. Ugh,
opting
that's
in. I
dumb
don't know
on
if
my
he will
part.
end up getting traded this offseason. Some people are rumoring him going to LA, but with them getting Shooter, that's probably off the table. But he could still definitely get traded. And I'm going to have them looking forward post DeMar DeRozan era and taking Aaron Nesmith over taking like a potential guard. I know there's a good one on the board. He'll go next.
I mean, they end up going for Silver Nesmith, but at least they got the wing position right.
Yeah, with the crowded backcourt with Bryn Forbes, DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Lonnie Walker, Patrick Mills, there's just a lot of guys in that backcourt that I don't think they would take a guard here at 11. So with Nesmith, he is one of the best, if not the best, shooting small forward in this draft.
I still
He's
stand
good
by
off
that.
the dribble. He's good moving off screens, catch and shoot. He's a fantastic shooter. The Spurs need some offensive help, especially off the bench, and I think Aaron Nesmith would be huge for them. Moving over to 12, this is somebody that I could have had as high as 4. The ranges in this draft for some players are kind of astonishing. I have Killian Hayes out of Germany, the guard, going to Sacramento at 12. So Sacramento just traded away Bogdan Bogdanovic for mainly in return Dante DiVincenzo, who is pretty much a shooting guard. I do expect them to trade Buddy Hield this offseason, so I think they're going to go forward with trying to find.
So yeah, the Kings, they'd rather me be wrong here, and they take Halliburton, and they end up with Halliburton. I guess after this year, you would obviously choose Halliburton over Killian Hayes. I think I was wrong, because Halliburton's similar to Hayes, Halliburton, I think, does more things than Hayes, but it ended up being a good fit.
You could say combo guard. He has great vision. He's a fantastic ball handler. He's got a great shot in him. He's young. He definitely needs to grow a little bit more in the NBA, but I think at 12, this is a very good value pick for Sacramento. Second and last pick of the lottery here, I have the New Orleans Pelicans selecting the wing out of Villanova, Sadiq Bey.
Wow. Okay, good prediction there, because I was high on Sadiq Bey, but wow, I only predicted one pick right in the lottery, and that was James Wiseman.
Drew Holiday. Now they have kind of a crowded point guarded backcourt in George Hill, Eric Bledsoe, Lonzo Ball, Frank Jackson. So I always really like Kyra Lewis here, but with them picking up Bledsoe and Hill, I don't think they'll go with another ball handler. So getting Sadiq Bey provides you a nice 3-and-D option off the bench. To improve that bench, you can allow Nickeil Alexander-Walker to still get the starting shooting guard minutes, and let Sadiq Bey run the second unit with probably Lonzo Ball.
In a redraft, they'd definitely rather have Sadiq Bey over Kyra Lewis, man. He just made all-rookie first team. Apparently, he was on pace to set the record for 3 points made in a season for a rookie.
I also think when Brandon Ingram's not in, he would be a very nice fit next to Zion Williamson. And then finally, the last pick of the lottery is going to be Jalen Smith, the big man out of Maryland, going to the Boston Celtics. The Celtics, they need a center. They need a big man that could be their rim protector and grab rebounds pretty much, as they already have their scoring, their playmaking out of their wings and point guards. You could make an argument for Precious Achiuwa here, but I think they would go Jalen Smith just because I think he's a better 5 than Achiuwa. I really don't know. I think Achiuwa's best position is a 5, but I think that is a little uncertain. So Jalen Smith is a safe pick here at 14. But if I had to bet, I don't think the Celtics are here on draft night. I think they either make a trade to move up or to move down. So now that the lottery is out of the way, not a lot of these next 46 picks are going to be pretty accurate. So we're going to go off them a little bit quicker. I'm going to give kind of like one reason why I think they could take him. And I would be happy if I got like 2 post-lottery picks right. And with the first pick out of the lottery...
Okay, so I'm going to go through this here. Maxey at 16, wrong. Achiuwa at 17, no. Josh Green at 18, hey, that's number 2 in this draft. Had RJ Hampton at 19, wrong. Desmond Bain at 20, wrong. Tyrell Terry at 21, no. Poku at 22. I don't think that happened. I think that was the Zeke Naji pick. McDaniels at 23. Toru 24. No, Bolmaro did not go at 25. That was, what's his name? That was, oh my god, I'm drawing such a huge blank here. That was Emmanuel Quickley. 26, Paul Reed. He didn't even go, wow, he went so much later than that. Then you had Cole Anthony at 27. Yeah, he ended up going a lot higher than 27. And then I think that's, I don't even know. Is that Theo Maledon? I had 26 of the Lakers. Okay, yeah, so I had Theo Maledon going 28. Robert Woodyard going 29. Oh, and I had Malachi Flynn 30. If I had Malachi Flynn just 1 pick higher. Damn, okay. So here was the second round. John Mears Ramsey 31. Tyler Bate 32. That was close. Zeke Naji 33. Had him going in the second round. Wow, I got Isaiah Joe to Philly right. I don't think it was that pick. That might have been
in a trade. That pick might have been in a trade and being Tyler Bay in the Josh Richardson, Seth Curry trade. I had Stewart, Tillman, Trey Jones, Jaden Scrub, Grant Riller, Nico Manning, he went around there a little bit lower. Vernon Carey, Elijah Hughes, Cash Winston, Ashton Hagans. And then I had Tilly, Udoka Azubuike. Wow, I had him going late. I had Quickly at 48-2. Sheesh. And then everything else was pretty much wrong. And Marcus Howard. I don't know if he was right. I think he was close. But yeah, that is my reaction to my 2020 NBA mock draft. Let me know what you guys think down below. Drop a like if you did enjoy and you want to see my season prediction video out soon. I'll make sure to come out with that. I love you guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.